Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Another motherfucking episode for the culture.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Colgate. Well, there's only two of us, man. How are we supposed to do? We do this thing, Brandon, at the beginning of every show. Usually when there's four of us, we're like 1, 2, 3, for the culture podcast, and we fuck it up most of the time.
Yeah,
but we've been getting better.
Okay.
We get better every time.
We've been getting better, and now we're short. Some of the guys, spring break, everybody's out and about doing stuff.
But we getting the work done, my bro. It's your boy Cass on the mic, and we got a very, very special guest in the motherfucking building. It's your boy Cinematicbinfo, man. Yes, sir. How you doing today,
I'm doing good, fam. Thanks for having me here.
Well,
see, this is what happens.
Up, my bro.
Oh, yeah, every time, man. Every time.
Thank you.
Man, first off, this is my brother from another. I love you to death. Thank you for being here.
We go back, like, what, 6 years now?
Man,
plus?
Yeah, a long
before
time.
I was a dad.
Yes, sir. This is one of my best friends, for real. Like, outside of this music shit, this is my dog. We talk about shit. He's my homie.
And y'all be cooking up.
Man, no, facts.
We trying,
and we have
man.
a very, very special
People don't
bond.
even know. I seen this shit these two got in the boat. Let me say that right now. That shit is dope, man.
Yeah, we got some bangers in there, man.
Real shit.
Cheers to that, brother. But no, man, this is what happens when I hit the cush. Because we start the interview. I go off on a random tangent, and Cass is like, anyway, my name's Cass. So sorry about that. You know what happens. Both of y'all know what happens when I get into the stash. You know what I'm saying? But, man, special guy here, man. I love you to death. Thank you for being here. What an amazing videographer you are. I know a little bit about your story.
Very dope.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man.
And I'm excited to get into it today. And we've got some funny stories to definitely touch on together. So I'm excited for that, too.
We got quite a few.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, man, let's get into it. Where did it all begin? Once upon a time, there was Cinematic B, Brandon Huntley. Where were you born? How'd you get into film?
Yeah, give us that origin story, my brother.
The influences, everything.
I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised here.
ATL.
You know what I'm saying?
ATL.
I was raised here. And then as far as like video stuff started, my uncle got her like this little tiny like handy cam thing. It was like way back in the day. It was just like a little point and shoot camera. It had like maybe like a 15 megabyte memory card, record like maybe like a minute or so on it, man. And I just started messing around with it. And this was like around the time when like Dave Chappelle and stuff was out. And so me and my friend, he had spent the night at the time, and we had just made like a little skit and put it on MySpace, showing my age a little bit.
Shout out MySpace, man. I just had a bar in one of my songs shouting out MySpace, bro. That was an era.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
That was
MySpace.
the era.
Yeah, man. MySpace was really
music, it was amazing.
For music,
It was
for
just
social media, it was just something like so ahead of its time.
For fucking coding, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people learned how to code from MySpace. Making your own profiles and stuff like that, man. MySpace was really...
it was just so wonderful to be able to go and like discover all these artists at the time.
Shout out Tom, bro. Shout out Tom.
Yeah,
my boy Tom.
That's like what Mark Zuckerberg shoots to be, because that boy Tom, that whiteboard in him, his smile.
Tom's such a goat. Tom's such a fucking goat. He bowed out once he got the bread. He was like, these bitches are crazy. I'm taking my chips and bouncing. Like, when you talk to somebody and they're like, if I win the lottery, I'd go to the fucking mountains. You'd never see me again. That was Tom. He was like, I got my shit. He lives in like Greece now. I read an article about it. I was like, this motherfucker's balling. He lives in like a palace and shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't blame him. Shit, he probably got some good money on MySpace. He really, you know what I'm saying, started a whole... He really started social media.
Something filthy.
You know what I'm saying?
It was like $800 million or something, like a Dr. Evil number.
I mean, after that, you get in the game and you get out. But I posted the video on MySpace, and then like I went to school maybe like I think that following Monday, and like everybody had saw it, you know what I mean? And I was like, shit, like I can get used to this. Like,
what video? What was it?
Well, we did like a little skit, man. It was basically I acted in it, and my friend had acted in it, and it was basically like a real world Atlanta skit. You know what I'm saying?
You were a star.
And so like we had made like a little skit,
and y'all did some like screenwriting and everything.
No, we do it. No, it was all improvised. Yeah, the whole thing was improvised, man. Like we literally had like a setup. My grandma had like this burgundy curtain in her bathroom, and so we kind of used that as like the interview room. You know what I mean? And
okay.
So we were just literally sitting on the toilet doing like interviews. Like you couldn't see the toilet, but it was framed to where you know what I'm saying. So we did that.
We're live at the toilet.
And so then we just improvising, man. I acted in it, man. And he was kind of like the bully, you know what I'm saying, and I was kind of like the nerdy kid who whatever. And like I said, I mean, I don't want to. It didn't like blow up or anything, but it was like everyone at school.
It got attention from people in your school,
right? Yeah, you know what I mean. And then I feel like too, like I didn't do like sports or anything like that, like growing up as a kid. So it's like I always felt like I was never like really talented at anything, and I feel like that's something
you didn't know yet. Like it was a undiscovered like part of yourself.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I felt like even like looking back on that, you know what I mean. I felt like. I mean, I was just really good at like seeing, because I was in that time I was like when Flavor of Love and shit was coming out.
Classic.
You know what I mean? There was like Flavor of Love and like the whole reality TV show series was popping off. So I would watch a lot of those. So it was really easy for me to kind of imitate that and then be able to put it into like a format. You know what I mean? And kind of make it into something that was dope. So
at this time, right? You mentioned Flavor of Love, crazy classic show. Right. At that era growing up. So, what led you? Like, what were your inspirations? Like, were there certain movies you would watch?
Honestly, my inspiration was because like right around that time, man, that's when YouTube was really becoming really popular too. Like YouTube, that's like when YouTube was fucking square. Like before it was even widescreen. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So it was like YouTube, and then MySpace started having like video things and stuff like that too, man. But there's this guy. He had made this movie called you probably never heard of it. It was like on YouTube, and it was like one of the first like viral like short films or whatever, and it was called MySpace the Movie by this guy named David Lear, and I could be like butchering his last name, but his name is David anyway. But he blew up off that, man, like a
short film.
Was it a short film? Yeah, it was like a movie about MySpace. It blew up on like MySpace and everything, man. And he was a big inspiration, man, because he did a lot of other stuff, man. Even I could send you guys a link to like his old YouTube channel, man. But he was doing like short films and skits and stuff like that on YouTube and everything before it was like really a thing. You know what I mean? And he was real
ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was ahead of his time, man. And he had a lot of behind the scenes of the kind of stuff he did. And I remember he had this camera called like the Canon XL1, man. I used to want that camera so bad. And but he was kind of one of my inspirations, man. And then like really just YouTube was my biggest inspiration, man. There's a lot of people on YouTube that kind of inspired me to continue on into like getting into video stuff.
And this is like early YouTube, like early creative with resources they have around their houses.
Man. Yeah, man. It was like YouTube was totally different back then, man. You know what I mean? But that's like when it was first started, man. So I think after that, man, I think like when I started doing it, man, and then just being a bored kid, you know what I'm saying, down in my grandma's basement, it kind of just became something I like got good at, and eventually I went on to film school. And
that's what I was just about to say, because one thing that's different about you.
Oh, you went to film school?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I had this thing back in the day in music, right? In my mind, I was like, man, I got to work with like the best of the best. Because I was thinking in my mind, like, if I just pay for the best quality everything, I'm going to pop. Instead of like, if I just make myself the best, then no matter what I use, I'll pop. But anyway, so that's my thinking back in the day.
Time. Yeah.
Facts. Now, and then when you mix the two, of course, it's just out of the stratosphere. But I'm searching around, the best engineer, the best videographers, and I come across you. And I see a picture you post first, and I'm like, this shit is unreal. This looks like fucking National Geographic. Like, I'm not even fucking around. Like, I'm talking about, you can see the pores on the dude's face.
So that's how you ran into...
So I hit him, and I was like, what's the story? And he tells me... I went to film school, and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's like a professional, like the kind of bastard like Disney calls. We've got a special project.
I'll say this about film school, man. I really didn't learn a whole lot in film school, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You should have kept it a mystique.
Nah, man. No, I'm just gonna keep it real.
You hear a lot about that stuff. Like, it's more the paper, like saying I went to this, to where the experience is more you doing it.
My bachelor degree means absolutely nothing. Like, it means absolutely nothing. It just sits in my fucking my mom's in her living room, man. So it literally, no one's ever really asked me like, do you have a degree, like, you know what I mean, to shoot a music video or anything like that, or anything else I've done. But the one thing I did gain from film school though was because like literally in my third year I was actually about to drop out But I got in this class with one of my this great teacher. She did a lot of Bollywood movies. Her name was Miss Mo. And shout out to Miss Mo. And that was like one of the first classes out of like the whole like it's a 4-year program that we were actually able to make like short films and stuff, like do whatever we wanted.
So that's kind of what kept you there. When
it kept me there. Yeah, I met a lot of the people who I still work with today, and like a lot of them they do more like television stuff, like television stuff. But I met a lot of connections and friends, and I got to do a lot of short films and stuff like that. I did my first short film, like an actual short film with like a team and everything like that. So that's what kind of kept me going, and then kind of just getting into it because I got just lucky to meet all those people because they were all really good at their like what they did, you know what I mean? And like I felt like they all had that same drive to like create dope stuff, you know what I mean? And I felt like we were all on the same page, and we all just clicked, man. So that's what kept me finish film school. And towards the end is when I got into music videos. And
so at first it was more like short film and like skits in a way.
Well, when I was in film school, what I did actually was I edited. So what I did was when you're in film school, you have to have like a certain amount of projects in order to graduate. So you had to have like 5 projects that you either directed, wrote, produced, or edited, whatever the case was. So and when I got to film school, you know, a lot of people like came to film school and they didn't know anything. They didn't know jack shit about editing or anything like that. But I had already came, so I felt like I was a little bit ahead of everybody.
With the
you know?
tools.
Yeah, you know, I kind of knew how to edit and how to put stuff together, and knew kind of how to work a camera and stuff like that. But having those 5, but when I was in film school, I did a lot of short film editing. That's what I did, and the reason I did that was because in film school there was a lot of like debate about like, so say me and Colgate assistant. Like, say me and Colgate agreed that I'm the director and he's the assistant director.
Yeah.
But then when the project comes back around, like, there's always like the discrepancy about who did what, because you know what I mean. Like, no one but if you edit a project,
credited for this.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or I should be getting producer credit and shit like that. But when you edit it, there's no disputing that. You know what I mean? So I chose editing. And
Facts.
one thing, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's
it's like it's almost the same thing in a different thing, but it makes more sense in
right. Yeah, it's either writing or editing. Those are the 2 things you cannot dispute.
Let me tell you something about this guy.
I never thought about that's
this
crazy.
Guy. I learned a lot from this guy in like a mentor way and a fly on the wall, because I watched how he did business when I started doing stuff with him, and I was still younger when we met,
right? Yeah,
and I was still kind of wide open back then, kind of coming out of the end of it, and I watched how like Brandon is really slick with how he does shit, just like how he just talked about. He's just so clever. He'll like always set the play up in like such a smooth way,
like an alley-oop.
Yeah, no, it's just such good business. It's like it's just beautiful the way you do business.
I just pay attention to shit, man. And I saw a lot of films where they were having like issues about like, oh, I assisted this, or I was producer, or I was this and that, and then people would kind of, you know, and then a lot of times too, I mean, it's harder to get. Like when you're trying to be a director, you know what I mean, it's harder for you to like get a solid project, because then if it doesn't come out good and it doesn't pass the portfolio, then you're fucked, you know what I mean? So, and then the one thing about editing too, which taught me a lot, is that I watch a lot of people like fuck up and have to fix their mistakes. You know what I mean? So I knew that so when it came time to do my short film, like I already knew the things not to do and like how it went wrong with other
What was your short film about?
Well, my short film, man, I actually wrote it in like a week, man, and I totally thought my teacher was gonna hate it. Like it was a script called Junkie, man, and it was about a guy who took in his sister, and she was like a drug addict, and long story short, like she was having like issues with her. She got back on the shit, and she died at the end. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing too crazy. It was I think it was maybe like 15 minutes, man. And I'll send you guys a link for that too if you guys want to like.
No,
post it up or whatever.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, man, it was dope. Man. Yeah, man, it was dope, man. It was really.
I would definitely love to link and do some shit like that.
Yeah,
bro.
We're doing it.
Yeah, man, like
we're doing it.
Yeah, so I did a short film, man, and I edited another short film, which is probably one of my favorites. It's called Eden, man, and it was really dope. It's really like super simple script, man, but it's a really good short film, and I wish we could probably redo it, like where we did something like the audio better. The audio wasn't horrible, but like the cinematography.
I mean, you can bring that back to life.
Yeah,
now.
but the guy who wrote the script was actually from California. So
okay.
Yeah, so he sent us the script, and then my friend Jacob Allison, who actually did the cinematography for my project, he directed his project. I mean, I edited his project, and I directed mine, and he shot for me. And anyway, he wrote the script, and it was a super simple script, man. It's about this guy. He's in a hotel with this hooker, and he has like his ring on, and she's like he's basically like, you know, having doubts about cheating on his wife with this, you know, hooker and stuff like that. And it just, you got to see it, man. But it was super simple concept, man, and a super just straight to the point story. And you know what I mean? Those are like some of the things I really enjoyed about like film school, is like being able to work on projects like that and collab with other people. And like I said, editing was like a really easy way to learn without having to fuck up yourself. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to like, when I finally did get into music videos, like, which was like the next thing, you know what I mean? I got into music videos just one random day. I decided, I mean, because I was getting like towards the end of like school, and I was kind of thinking of like something that I really haven't tried yet, and then also a way that I can make some kind of income for myself. So then one day, and shout out to my homie Chuck, because if it wasn't for him, I probably even wouldn't be here today either, and I wouldn't even be
Shout out
sitting
to our boy.
Man. You always need those friends in your life that kind of push you.
Yeah, man, because it was raining. I'll never forget it, bro. It was raining that day, and I was like, man, like, I'm not even gonna shoot this shit. Like, I just got a camera that I could actually do, because I had a camera, but I needed a camera that was gonna do what I needed to do and get the had the shots and get slow mo and shit like that. And so I was just like, wasn't gonna shoot. And he's like, man, let's go do that shit anyway, man. Blah blah blah. So we skipped class. And then we shot a music video in the rain. It was like one of my first music videos, and I'll send a link for that too. And it was I don't know if you've seen it on my page. It's like the dude with the bat. And he was like walking through, and it was like.
I'm sure I've seen it because I went through all your shit.
One of my first music videos, man, and like literally, man, it turned out so dope, man. You know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know, man. I don't know why I feel like I was better then than I am now, but I feel like it was because I just feel like it was because too. It was kind of like I didn't have like that like. I don't know. It's like when you get good at something, or you feel like you try
had
to
a
hold
certain like pitch on your shoulder.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you got like a certain standard that you're trying to hold, or you're not being like really free. And I feel like at that time I was like,
well, too, you get habits, right? When you do client work all the time, you get habits because people expect certain things because they're coming to you for that. Like, they don't come all the time sometimes, so they're like, hey, I want that thing you do. Like, Jesus, man, I always do that thing. Like, I want to do something else.
Right? Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You definitely get habits.
Yeah, man. After I did that music video, man, pretty much, man, like, which I'm thankful for, and which was great was like I did that music video for free, man. I did it, and then I got booked for another video with this girl named Destiny Jones. Shout out to Destiny, and she was like literally my first client, and I think she paid me like, I can't even remember, maybe like 200, 150 or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
That's lit, though.
And then I did a video with her, man, and then really ever since then I've always got paid bookings ever since then. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was like getting booked every week or everything like that, but it progressively got better like through that network. You know what I mean? Yeah,
people see the work and they're like, who did it?
Right, yeah, and, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah,
and
man.
Then it spreads.
A lot of people like my quality, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like real heavy on like the effects and stuff like that, and like I'm more of like on the. Because I come from like a short film background.
Cinematic.
Like, so I like, you know what I mean? I like cinematography. You know what I mean? I like clean, like cinematography. That's why I love
working with you. You know that.
Right, yeah, man. So it's like, you know, so it's like that's the kind of clients I usually get is people who just want clean cinematics. If I don't really get a lot of clients who like want like crazy effects and stuff like that, because that's just not my style. You know what I mean? I like to like, my thing is like trying to make the video look as professional as possible.
It's like a movie.
On a budget. You know what I'm saying? Like as professional as it can be.
That's what I fuck with
on a budget.
It's like that lighting. That's one of the big things. Because that's what I was going to say that I always assumed about you in college is the thing that really sets you apart more than anything else. Because a lot of other things people can learn. Transitions are easy enough. They're automated in a lot of different programs. But the color grading that you do from scratch, he goes in and manipulates the color palette and the stuff. It's just incredible, man.
Right, yeah, man. And actually, like, color grading, man, like, that's one of my favorite things to do when it comes to videos, man. And what a lot of people like about my work, you know what I mean, is color grading, and other directors too. But I learned color grading actually in film school. And I had to learn it on my own, actually. But we had this girl that was in our school. I'm not going to say her name, but she was like supposed to be like the colorist at the school and everything like that, and then I would see like the stuff that she would do, and she was like, I'm just like, this ain't it, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So like, this got to be, you know what I'm saying, somebody who can color and stuff like that. So I kind of just started learning it, and then I started actually to get really good at it, man. You know what I mean? And then once I figured it out, like once I figured out how to like to manipulate the footage, and like after doing it over time, like I was the person that people started coming to for like editing and coloring. So that just cut out a whole another person that editing didn't have to come to. You know what I mean?
Coloring, man. It's just amazing.
Yeah, man. So it's just that was one of those things where I had to learn on my own though in film school, because some of the teachers that I had, like, they didn't have like shot or edited anything since fucking VHS. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, you know, those are their credits, like shit that was on VHS. You know what I'm saying? Like
your time's passed.
Right, you know what I mean? So it's like
the tools change. Like, I know the principles are the same. But
the principles are the same. The principles are the same. Like lighting is one of those things that hasn't changed. You know what I mean? Lighting hasn't changed at all.
Lighting.
But I felt lighting twice. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt lighting twice. The first time I just
no wonder you're so good at it.
I mean, I learned that from from just doing it though. Like, but
Double
like
reinforcement.
Experience would do that too.
Yeah, like music videos taught me a lot more of the cinematography than short films did, bro. Like, you know,
if you had to like versus experience and school, it's like experience wins.
yeah, experience 100%, man. Because you can be in school and sit in class all day long. You know what I mean? But it's like you really have to
gather the knowledge, but are you doing it to see if you could even
you don't
reciprocate?
you don't get to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
Right, you're right, exactly, bro. Because like so much shit. Like now, I could totally teach a fucking film 101 class. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when I was in like film 101 and they were explaining like the exposure triangle and shit, like, you know, stuff we were talking about.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into that.
Yeah, so it's just like that kind of stuff. It's like you can't really learn unless you like doing it. And then one thing I think about music videos too is that it's something you repetitively do. You know what I mean? Yep. So like you get to like try different things without it being like a major consequence, like a short film. You know
Cinematic B is my.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like where it's like, oh, this whole scene is fucked, so now we got to get the actors back and all this shit like that. But with music videos, you're able to try just like different things without it being like.
And you can do a
reset.
lot of stuff
Yeah,
with the footage.
you know what I'm saying? Or you can finesse it. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
half the time, like realistically, sometimes artists don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just like
big facts.
It's film school definitely is not. It's a good place to meet people, like-minded people, and that's always good because I feel like I was definitely more motivated when I was around other people who did what I did because there was nothing like coming in class and seeing everybody edit and it's like, fuck, man, I need to edit my shit too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it just we all sitting there looking at each other's stuff and like helping each other and stuff, man. So that's definitely one thing I liked about film school. But as far as learning, man, I learned from just editing people's stuff and watching people screw up and like learning, like seeing like, damn, like the lighting is fucked up in this scene and blah blah blah. I'm having to explain to them like why I can't.
Not gonna bring my lights or do this or I need another light.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've already seen it. You know what I mean? Without having to go through it, I'm just the last line of defense to try to fix those problems. You know what I mean?
And,
you know what I mean? So that's the one thing about like film school, man. It's like, you know, you really have to. You get whatever you know what you go get into it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if I had really, I did really well in film school as far as grades. You know what I'm saying? I made dean's list and all, man. Like, but. I just I didn't.
It wasn't hands on enough. It sounds like.
No, it wasn't hands on. Like you don't even touch a camera, bro. Like realistically, until like the last to your third year out of a 4-year program, man. Like you know what I mean. And then the cameras that they did have, bro, like they didn't even have cameras that had interchangeable lenses. You know what I mean? So it was like if, like we had to like use our own cameras and equipments, bro. And not only that, with the short films, we had to use our own monies, bro. As like it's fucking broke college. We got free actors. You know what I'm saying? They had like an actors database and shit, but. We had to use our own money to get those projects, dude, like done. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, all our own money, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So we had to make it really work, man. And like, you know what I mean? You know, I pulled my short film, and when you see it, like, I pulled that project out my ass, dude. Like, I literally like had to pull it together because I was actually going through like a hard time during that time too, and like I said,
made it work.
Yeah, I mean, just meeting those people in that class and shit like that really changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I probably would have gave up.
So it wasn't all bad.
And it's always those moments, like how we talked about in like past podcasts. Like you always have that moment in life where it's, that leap. It's like that
your superhero story,
right?
You're like, okay, I could do this and do that. It's like this is gonna lead me to my path,
right?
So there are a couple things I want to touch on before we have to wrap up because I know we're starting to get close with time. So
sorry, babe.
I'll give you a few.
When you see this, just know.
Right. Sorry, babe.
So a couple things I definitely want to make sure we touch on. So roll call. I want to know some of the people you work with because you work with some big dogs.
I mean, you know,
so that I want to touch on. Some funny stories you've got because I know you've got some, and definitely we can talk about.
You're right. We definitely got to touch on Tequila Soundhouse, man.
Yes, sir. And then 2, what's coming up, man? And I definitely have some input on that.
All right, cool. Shoot, I'm still a little high, but what was the first question?
The first question. So the first thing is a roll call. Let's hear some people. Just list them off for the sake of time.
It's really not probably not as many as you think, man. I probably like Boozy. I work with Boozy, man. I work with Caskey, obviously, thanks to you. I've worked with
Little Baby.
I have worked with Lil Baby. I worked with Lil Baby I worked with Lil Baby twice actually, and I worked with Baby before he blew up too. But it wasn't like a music video or anything like that. I was DP for a music video he was in.
Yeah, I remember the one at the pool.
Baby, and then I'm trying to remember his name. Oh, and Derez Deshon is like the most recent one I worked with.
That's fine. That's fine.
So I worked with him. I think like last year sometime I worked with him, and. If I'm forgetting anybody, man.
I mean, you got tons
just
of
talking about
too.
outside with Colt. what we were just talking the
and
bananas?
Zombie. Well, Zombie. Yes, and Zombie, which was like my first viral video. Got 1 million views. Most random video I ever did.
Hold on now.
Most random ass video I ever did that I like. Out of all the videos I've done, man, I would have never thought. I have 2 videos like that actually have over 1 million views, man. That I never thought were gonna
always be those ones.
Yeah, man. So
Like, bro, I didn't even think about doing this one.
it wasn't even like, it was just I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought the concept was dumb. Like, I thought the concept was dumb. It was not to like shit talk Zombie or nothing like that, but I thought the concept at the time I thought the concept was dumb because I was more like, you know, I come from a short film background.
Yeah, you're more of like a serious. Not that it's just a different tone.
Yeah, it wasn't like a serious video. Like, you know what I mean? So it was like they had some Super Mario mask and shit like that.
Especially like you said, short film background.
Right,
it's like,
exactly. So
your mind is just like different. Your vision,
and that's what I have a hard time thinking like that. You know what I mean? So it was like it was just.
Something must have happened though, because I think maybe taking that approach and then you with your touch,
like
those
the mix
worlds
of two,
meeting is probably what made it go.
Yeah, man, honestly. For sure. I mean, I think, like I said, it was just me, Zombie, and some of his homies with some bananas and a Super Mario mask and a Luigi mask that still had the tag on it. You know what I mean? Like just they were gonna return it after the video shoot. So. And like I said, man, I think within a week, man, they got like 1 million views, man, and like I remember that was like the first time I got like I got like maybe like 100 followers, dude. Like one day, just follows and shit like that, man. And then like I got a lot of bookings from it, man. And then like I mean, and it's really like an Atlantic classic, man. We just met with another dude outside who was like, "Oh yeah, you shot the fucking Banana Pills videos." Like, and a lot of people don't even know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like at the time,
you're a humble guy.
I didn't really capitalize on it. Like I probably should have like posted it on my page and everything like that, cause it's like it went viral. You know what I mean? But I was just kind of like. I don't really want to be like known for the Banana Pills video, you know what I mean? Like that just, not that it wasn't like the track was dope, like the song was dope, you know what I mean? And shout out to Zombie.
Like, man, I'm an artist.
Yo, because Zombie was literally like I was meeting up with Zombies in Marietta when he was getting off work at Applebee's, and he was paying me deposits in ones, man. You know what I'm saying?
All ones from tips. Spilling, you know what I'm saying? All the tea right now.
But I mean, but like that video changed his life.
Yeah, just to show like how
it can go, man. Just.
How much quick. Even like, and you were willing to like work, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and work what he had, man. And he was different, man. Like, he was dope, man. And like, we clicked as soon as we met. You know what I mean? And but at the time, and I mean, he knows that. Like, at the time, I didn't take the video serious. Like, I didn't think it was gonna go anywhere. I thought other people would think it would be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it went viral because how you
just goes to show how the internet works.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm thinking to myself, like, man, all the videos I have, all this hard ass cinematography to it, and this is what's
like, but that's how it is. Like, it's just the internet's a whole beast in itself.
Yeah, it is, man. I did this Christian video, man, and it got 1 million views. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
try and pretend like you know how something's gonna do. But once you release it, it's just got a mind of its own.
Yeah, man. That definitely. That video definitely. I don't want to say it changed my life, but it definitely. You know what I'm saying? It definitely put me in a lot of like people's
different
eyesight,
situations.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, different eyesights and stuff like that, man. And it was definitely an era for me. Like I definitely specifically remember that time and like how dope it was, and I always felt like my business was really kind of going in the upward direction. Then you know what I mean? So
I bet it kind of opened your eyes too. You're kind of like, okay, like,
yeah, and maybe kind of just. I mean. Not necessarily. I still feel to this day the same about it. Like damn, like, why did this video blow up? But
not in like the perspective of the video, but like, oh shit, this can happen. And even like with the shit
can watch it go.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what it made me. This is like now that it's like came and passed. Like getting 1 million views really does nothing for you. Like I know it sounds great. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like that 1 million views like drastically changed. But like I got some follows and stuff like that, and you get eyes. But and it's a good accolade. But
would you say that for the cameraman perspective?
Yeah, for the cameraman perspective. Yeah, for the artist, maybe you know what I'm saying.
It could be different.
It could be different. But you also got to think too. This was a different time. This is when World Star was still popping. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So this was a different time.
R.I.P. World Star.
Yeah, man. Like so, this was a different time. But I definitely feel like for artists, yeah, maybe getting 1 million views, it works. I mean, because not only that, people are listening to your song. That means people like your song. You know what I'm saying? Zombie,
nice.
you know what I'm saying? It changed his life. You know, so he got signed, got the chain. I literally changed his life in a couple of weeks. But for me, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I was getting more bookings and stuff like that. And I was like the dude who shot the Banana Peels video. But other than that, it wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like,
but does that go to like how you said you didn't maybe capitalize?
Yeah, absolutely.
As much?
That's absolutely true. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that I didn't capitalize on it. You know what I mean? But
I feel like I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's not like
you want to like let the like cameraman or like people coming up to shoot. It's like it's a reachable goal, and don't always expect it to be like
yeah, and it don't come whenever you don't expect it. But you know what I'm saying? When it does happen though, and like, you know what I mean? For me, I felt like I think my expectation of having 1 million views, you know what I'm saying, was a little higher than what I received. You know what I'm saying? And not that I was like, I wasn't expecting to get 1 million views. That was never really like a thing where I was like, I wanted a fucking 1 million views. I was just trying to be dope and just do the next next cinema, like get like the best cinematography I can and shit. And like I said, it just happened that way. But it definitely it was definitely a cool moment, you know what I mean? But I just feel like sometimes like when you are the videographer though, it's not like as beneficial, but it's not as impactful as, you know what I'm saying, as being the artist. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I feel like? I feel like the videographers are like the sound engineers. Like videographers sometimes make their artists like engineers are, but they're often not credited as much as they should be.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely not, man. Because, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Videographers, we the last on the totem pole, man.
And but, it's like y'all are fine, like that ass.
We the last on the totem pole, because I can't tell you how many like people will put everything else before you. You know what I'm saying? Because people will pay for everything else, and then they'll try to figure out how to pay you the least.
I feel like now, like people like Cole Bennett and like people like that are breaking the wave for like for people to take like videographers like artists, like you are those artists just in a different way. So like people like Cole Bennett, like that's dope. That's why I fuck with him, because he kind of took that to a different like status. Like
exactly, man. Yeah, man. Like Cole Bennett is definitely fire, man, and especially the more recent stuff.
Back,
like,
people.
You know
a little technical difficulty there, but yeah, the 1 million views not quite as fulfilling for the cameraman, it seems.
Right, yeah, and like kind of how you mentioned earlier, I probably didn't capitalize it on like I should have, maybe, you know what I mean, like posting it on my IG and everything like that. And I think I probably did post it on my IG, like maybe I can't remember if stories were fucking around then, but I think I did post it to my Instagram, but then I took it down. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it just wasn't like what I wanted my work, and it wasn't representing me like the way I wanted it to. You know what I mean? It had like a lot of effects that, you know, I don't usually do and stuff like that, and I just didn't want to like get caught, like get trapped. It's kind of like doing like a certain genre of music, you know what I mean? And then you don't want to get kind of caught into doing that same, like if you do
trapped
like
in that bag.
One, like, you know what I'm saying?
If you
like,
blow up for that, people are just gonna expect that to only be your thing.
Exactly, dude. So I didn't want to get caught up with that. So I think that's one of the reasons where at the moment in time where I was thinking about it. But I mean, having 1 million views is definitely something I think everybody should strive for, and I mean, it's definitely a cool thing to happen. And I mean, it just happens at random times. I think when you try to look for it is when, you know what I mean?
You'll miss it.
It'd be dope to hit 1 million views for something that I actually like love and did. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like,
I know, it's coming.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It doesn't happen when you want it to. It just happens at the random ass times. You know what I mean? But also, one more thing though. I think it goes into saying one more thing though, like that. Whatever video you do though, I think you should put like maximum effort into it, because you never know if that's going to be the video.
That could be the one.
What the turnout could be.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. So that's one thing it did definitely teach me too. Not that I half-assed it, but go ahead.
Thank God you got a hat on. That's all I can say. Because we're about to enter the lightning round.
All right. Let's do it. White plane at home.
Here we go.
All right, but yeah, right here you don't really gotta. You could give us an intricate answer, whatever comes to your head, whatever you feel like the question, just whatever
calls out.
Yeah, whatever it calls.
Let the lightning begin.
If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self a piece of advice, what would that be?
Shit, 18 years old. What was I doing at 18 years old?
Or just your younger self.
What would I go back? Save money. Save some money.
There's a gem.
Save some money and smoke less weed. That's it. Smoke less weed and save money.
I guess those two intertwine.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Save more money.
Save money,
Save money.
That's one thing I was at 18. That's what I would give my advice. And and don't worry so much. Everything's gonna be cool.
Also
Get
true.
it done. Okay, that's good advice. That's good advice. Shit. If you don't listen to that, then fuck.
Right, dude. Right. I wish I could go back in time.
Quentin Tarantino or Steven Spielberg?
Oh, Quentin Tarantino all day.
Ooh.
Like Quentin Tarantino.
Hey, now, hang on. Y'all, we're talking about Steven Spielberg. He said, "Yeah, no." Cass just chimed in on the fucking peanut gallery.
Steven Spielberg, he makes Hollywood like if like I don't know how to explain it, man, but he's
I know what you
Hollywood.
mean.
Like it's like mainstream.
Yeah, it's
He's more of a
mainstream.
producer too.
But you know what? Tarantino, his stories are like. If you're like into anime and stuff like that, and like if you just like,
they do have that feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
I'm not denying it.
Tarantino to me, he's the most classic example of like dope ass like classic good cinematography. Steven Spielberg, he makes like Hollywood movies, but they're really like.
But I'm just saying, Jurassic Park is Steven Spielberg.
I mean,
okay,
yeah.
So
I mean,
hold
yeah,
on
that's
a
cool.
second.
But I'm talking about like those are movies, man. Quentin Tarantino makes art, bro. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
And I can see how you relate to that because it's like the short film aspect.
Right? Yeah, man.
I love Tarantino.
But they're different. They're different stories. They're not the.
You seen Jurassic Park?
They're violent and like they're not. I won't say they're all violent, but they're violent like dope stories that are not like Jurassic Park and stuff like that. Those movies are like
I do feel
kid friendly.
Like
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're mainstream,
No,
kid friendly. You know what I mean? They like the stories are pretty, you know, cookie cutter hero. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
It's not very off the beaten path.
Yeah, man. It's like I'm not a Tyler Perry fan at all. Like, you know what I mean? And you know, like a lot of people think because I'm black. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, there's a conspiracy that they say Will Smith is Tyler Perry. He's like no comment.
I don't know. I just know. I hate Tyler Perry's movies, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was a director, it wouldn't be Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate Tyler Perry, his movies.
It's just like ever since he put on the woman suit.
Man. I just don't like his movies, man. And then they're just not. It ain't it, man. For me, you know, it's not for me.
I remember on the way back from the shoot, we had this conversation.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
we went back and forth about a few people.
Yeah. Tyler Perry. Yeah, no.
What would you say are the pros and cons of being a cameraman?
You don't have the pros and cons. So some cons. You don't have insurance. You don't have insurance. You don't have a guaranteed paycheck. You got to be your own boss, and sometimes you can be a bad boss.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, man. I think too, when you're a cameraman, a lot of people look at you as more as a service than a person. Sometimes I can't tell you how many times where it's like, you know, you get invited to some shit. You know what I'm saying? That like, you know what I'm saying? People treat you like a service, man. When you're a cameraman, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they treat you like you're a service more than a person. And so it's like, you know, there's a lot of times you get invited to shit like, hey, you gonna bring your camera, or like, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean?
Like, bro, it's your little sister's birthday.
Yeah, but you know, and like prime example, I'm gonna make this story quick though. But like when I went to go to visit my girl's family in Thanksgiving, man, like her dad, like, you know, he doesn't know his little camera work and shit, right? And he's just like, oh, you should be recording this and stuff right now, blah 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 and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I didn't come up here to fucking work.
I just came to eat the turkey, dog.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't. You know,
I can see that being annoying as fuck. Like, if people expect you to just pull out the camera.
Yeah, like why would I be recording this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just came to have a good time.
At the family reunion, they're like, "So my wife's pregnant."
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
your little cousin's like,
yo, the birth.
Right? Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, dude. So it was like people like definitely look at you as a service, and then some of the pros are that you do get to work for yourself. It's a creative field, and I feel like, you know, I'm blessed to be able to do it, man. You know what I mean? Because it's not. I think every day, you know, every month I'm rolling the dice, man. You know what I mean? I can like not make a single dime in a month. You know what I'm saying? That's never happened before, but that's always a possibility. And you know, I know.
Yeah, it's not a 9 to 5. Like, you go clock in, clock out.
Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad I did it because it taught me a lot about money and managing money, bro. Because I didn't, like, when I worked a 9 to 5, is that like I spent more money working a 9 to 5 than I did now. You know what I'm saying?
Because you guard it more.
Even though I make more money, you know what I'm saying? Like literally like 3 times more money, you know what I'm saying, doing what I'm doing now on my own, bro. So it's like
it's still you're taking a risk.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk, man, and it's definitely different.
But that's good because you're betting on yourself.
Yeah, man, and it's different too. When I started, I didn't have any responsibility, so I didn't have a girlfriend, I didn't have a kid, so it was like if I fucked up or didn't get booked, it was on me. Yeah,
you can survive on yourself.
Right, exactly.
Hit a homie up. Let me stay on your couch for a couple weeks.
I couldn't imagine having a 9 to 5 right now and being like, "Hey, babe, I'm about to quit and do videos full time."
Yeah,
what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Damn, that's crazy. That's a crazy perspective.
Yeah, it is, man. Like, so, like, I'm glad I started when I did, because a lot of people try to get into it now. They're like, "Well, bro, how do I do full time?" Like, bro, when you got bills, you got a car note and shit. Like,
you gotta be careful.
It's hard for you to sit here and say, like, you know, and then too, you start doing shit like just to pay your bills too. You know what I mean? And then you get in like situations with clients that you don't really like and stuff like that. So it's really, you know what I mean? It's a
minefield sometimes.
Yeah, it is, man. It definitely is, man.
Cass, let's get one more juicy one.
I got one more
to finish her off.
What would you say your top 3 films are?
Oh man, damn, fuck.
I know
that's a good question. You know, I'm gonna say
if you had to think like off the top of your head,
I'm gonna say.
I think I know this, but go ahead.
I'm gonna say okay. So first off, oh man, I gotta say Kill Bill. Kill Bill, yeah, that's number 1. Kill Bill is definitely number 1.
All the trilogy, or just like a specific?
The whole story, like Kill Bill 1 and 2, man. Like, cause
classic.
Yeah, Kill Bill 1 and 2, because you know it was actually meant to be like one whole movie. You know what I'm saying? So Kill Bill, just in general, Kill Bill was definitely like number 1. Then after that, man, I'm trying to think, man. There's so many. I watched so many. Battle Royale. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but it's like
who directed and produced it?
I'm not sure who directed. I can't remember the director's name, but in correlation, Quentin Tarantino said if he wish he ever directed a movie, he wished it was that one. You know what I'm saying? Battle Royale was like you know, I'm sure you guys seen the Hunger Games, right?
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's an Asian movie, man. And it's basically take all these school kids and they gotta put them on the island just to make it cut.
Just like Hunger Games type shit.
Yeah, except they have to kill each other until there's one of them left, and they have like these little explosive devices on their necks, man. And if they don't like, you know, do whatever, they fucking blow up, or they're not like in a certain area at a certain time, they fucking blow up. You know what I mean? And then if you don't kill everybody, then they blow up.
It has to be one winner.
Yeah, it has to be one winner, dude. You know what I mean? And
gotta watch that.
You gotta watch it. Like, it's like originally, because like when the Hunger Games came out, dude, I was like, bro, what the fuck they say? They're fucking out. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, bro, but like the Battle Royale, it's a crazy ass movie though. Like, and it's like it has subtitles, but if you don't mind watching the subtitles, I highly recommend that movie, man. Like, I love that fucking movie, dude.
Number 3.
Oh man, number 3. Honestly, been thinking something I've seen recent.
Last but not least.
I'm trying to think of something I've seen recent. I'm trying to think of something too that's not like cliche.
Would you say Forrest Gump is a great film?
Yeah, hell yeah. Forrest Gump was a great film. Yeah.
I mean, Cass was like, I don't want to admit it. No, he doesn't like it because he's a professional.
Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump is definitely a good movie. I've only seen it like twice. You know what I mean? What's another good? Oh, you know what? Speaking, you know, I would say another one of my favorite movies is Saving Private Ryan, man.
Ooh,
that's a great.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't really. I can't say
beautiful imagery in that
I've seen so many movies, and I feel like I'm forgetting something really dope. That, like, you know, I love like horror movies.
You can't knock those top 3 though.
No, definitely not, man. You know what I mean? Like, but one of my guilty pleasures of movies I like is I really like the movie Mean Girls, man.
Oh man, that's
a hilarious movie.
That's,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't ever like tell people that.
I saw Mean Girls the other day. I'm like, still fired.
Yeah, that movie is funny.
The Principal was my favorite. I love.
Yeah, that movie was hilarious, man.
Yeah,
like, I grew up with a bunch of female cousins, man. So like, I saw that movie a million times.
I
loved all the American Pies too. Like,
oh yes, you know, I should have said American Pie, dude. Like American Pie, like that's what I thought high school was gonna be like.
Oh boy.
I swear to God, bro. Like, I used to watch those movies and think like, fuck, man, I can't wait to get that fucking high school. Like, I'm gonna have parties with my friends and all this other shit. Like, and it was nothing like that at all. Like, I partied and shit, but it wasn't like
not that epic.
Yeah, it wasn't like that, dude. I was like,
that motherfucker had a great time.
Yeah, dude, man. Like, but I was like, man, fuck, man. Even to this day when I watch that shit, I'm like, man, fuck, I wish I had
no dick in a pie, eh?
Right, yeah, man. No, that movie was a shit. That's what I thought like high school and college was gonna be, dog.
That is funny as shit, because I'm not gonna hold you up.
That's exactly what I thought, bro, when I used to watch those movies, man. I was like, oh, this is gonna be the shit, bro. I was in middle school.
I'm sorry.
Hey, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so Brandon, before you leave Cinematic B, is there anything pertinent that the people need to know? They gotta know. What do they have to know?
I don't know, man.
Something about the.
I don't focus on the grind too much. You gotta think about the other shit too. you know what I mean? I think, you know, as far as video stuff, I feel like I spent a lot of time over these last, like I've been doing it for like 6 years now, like full time, man. And having a kid and all that stuff like that, man. And I feel like I've been focused so much on the grind and stuff like that. I've been having focused on like other stuff like health and you know, like retirement and stuff like that, man. Now that I'm like, you know, hit my 30s, dude, you know what I mean? Like thinking about different things like that, man. So I guess take care of yourself, man. Like don't just focus on the grind too, you know what I mean? I know we all trying to make it and, you know, do music and do whatever we're trying to do, but all those other things are important too, you know what I mean?
Great advice.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's very important too. Like, you know what I mean? I think we forget about those things. You
can't do nothing if you ain't healthy.
No, absolutely not, man. You know what I mean? And I think it's especially if you're a videographer or anything like that, man, and we don't have insurance or anything like that, or nor do retirement, because I don't think people really think about that too as doing videos. It's like, what the fuck am I going to do when I'm 40 or 50? Like, I don't want to be running around doing independent music videos. Like, and if I do, I want to be like directing short films or like not even touching the camera. Like, you know what I mean? So like those are the kind of things I think about too. And then me having a kid and stuff like that, just, you know, being the best example for him too. You know what I mean? Amen. As far as just, you know, being a good person, man, and just trying to, you know what I mean, make it out here.
Awesome, my bro.
Make it out here, man. Be healthy.
We're gonna sit down and talk many more times about other things. We got tons of things in the works. Stuff that we've already done, stuff that we're gonna do.
Yeah, man. We didn't even get this. We didn't even get to talk about tequila. We gotta talk about it before I go. Like, you know what I mean? I know I gotta go, but Tequila Sunrise, man. Tequila Sunrise, man.
Beautiful film.
Thank you.
That music video is like a short
film.
I
want to run something by you, podcast exclusive. I was just telling Cass while you were outside. 3-episode miniseries, Tequila Sunrise. The story of how.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, we should save it. Yeah,
this summer, man.
Yeah, we'll save it, man.
Like, I want to do.
It'll be perfect for the rollout too.
Yeah.
And we make it like I got an idea. We'll
put it together, man. But we definitely we'll touch on that on the next one, because my wife's at home waiting on me, and I know she's cussing me out right now, and I know my phone.
You sense it.
Yeah, I feel my phone vibrate from here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but sorry, babe.
Well, look, we love you to death. Cinematic B in the house. Thank you for being
at
here.
Home too, man. Like, real shit, man. You up for that?
Yeah, hell yeah, my bro.
We love you, bro.
Shout out Cinematic B. This is For the Culture podcast.
Put that for us, brother. Hey,
yeah.
For the Culture, yes, sir. We out.
Peace.